हम केमिकल हथियार इस्तेमाल करेंगे, जिसके बू से भी बहुत सारे लोग मरे थे।
This has been the nightmare scenario for security agencies all over the world. A tactical nuclear weapon or a chemical weapon falling in the hands of terrorist groups like ISIS or Lashkar. CNN News 18 has broken this global exclusive where we brought you the audio intercepts of a top Hizbul commander in Kashmir speaking to his handler in Pakistan, threatening to unleash chemical weapons on ordinary Kashmiri civilians. After this expose, we've been flooded with messages from one and all. On Face Off tonight, we'll explore how clear and present this danger is, and more importantly, what can India do with this incontrovertible evidence to expose Pakistan on the global stage. First, the big headlines on Face Off tonight. A sinister and chilling Pakistan ISI Hizbul ploy that is in the making. Plans are afoot for terrorists to use chemical weapons in Kashmir to kill hundreds and create havoc. CNN News 18 exclusively accesses audio intercepts between a Hizbul commander and his Pakistani handler, revealing this diabolical plan. And we'll put those questions to our debaters tonight. Here in our studios, we'll be joined by Major General K.K. Sinha, defense expert. Ambassador K.C. Singh is former Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs. Rajiv Nayan is Senior Research Associate with the IDSA. Dr. Samit Patra, spokesperson of the BJP. Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, Pakistan Defence Analyst, joining us tonight from Karachi. And Rashid Engineer, Independent MLA in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. We'll get to our debate and to our debaters in just a couple of minutes. Here are the other headlines that we're tracking this Wednesday evening on Face Off. Bihar's Deputy Chief Minister Tejashwi Yadav wades deeper into controversy. His security staff rough up reporters outside the Bihar Secretariat. A defiant Tejashwi rubbishes corruption allegations against him as political vendetta. He points out he was too young at that time to be corrupt. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi plays the political card on Monday night's attack on the Amarnath Yatra. He claims Prime Minister Modi's policies have created political space for terrorists in Kashmir. China says it's willing to play what it calls a constructive role in improving Indo-Pak ties. The comments come in the backdrop of Indian and Chinese armies who are locked in a standoff in the Doklam Plateau on the India-Bhutan-China tri-junction. And Indian women's cricket captain Mithali Raj scripts history, becoming the all-time leading run scorer in women's one-day internationals. Mithali is captaining India at the ongoing ICC Women's World Cup in England. But up first, our big CNN News 18 global exclusive. On Monday night, 7 innocent people were shot dead by Pakistan-based terrorists as they returned from the Amarnath Yatra. The tragedy echoed all across this country and right around the world as terrorists crossed a red line in the valley. It was a blow to Kashmiriyat. It was a blow to Kashmir's syncretic culture. But CNN News 18 finds that there is worse to come. A telephone excerpt, an audio intercept that we have managed to expose points at a Pakistan ISI Hizbul plan to turn to chemical warfare. It translates into bigger, deadlier, more vicious strikes that are being planned ahead of Eid. And there is a definite long-term diabolical plan that is brewing. First, the CNN News 18 global exclusive, and then we'll get to our debate.
Maximum casualty, minimum risk. Pakistan's brutal, diabolical plot already in motion to scale up to deadly chemical warfare. go from the 4 to 5 killed in a terror strike to wiping out hundreds in an entire region. A chilling Pak ISI terror plan to arm their puppet Hizbul Mujahideen for chemical warfare in the Kashmir Valley. CNN News 18 blows the lid off Pakistan's most diabolical terror plan yet.
हम केमिकल हथियार इस्तेमाल करेंगे, ठीक है। पहले अगर हम ग्रेनेड लॉन्चर का फायर करते थे आर्मी पे, इंडियन आर्मी पे, तो वो सीधा कैब में फट जाता था, 2-4 लोग जख्मी होते थे, मर जाते थे। अब ऐसा नहीं होगा। अब सीधा हम केमिकल, जिसकी बू से भी बहुत सारे लोग मरेंगे, क्योंकि वो भी पहुंचने वाले हैं। कुछ चंद हथियार हमारे पास पहुंच गए, तो लेकिन अभी इजाज़त नहीं है उनको इस्तेमाल करने का। पहले हमें अपना बंदोबस्त करना है। मसलन जो साथी वो फायर करेगा, उसको लाजिम बात उसके बू के जो असरात होंगे उससे भी बचना है। तो पहले हम मसलन गात एम्बुश लगाकर हमले करते थे यहाँ, अब हमने बड़े कैंप चूज करने, फिर उन पे करना है, जिसमें ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा नुकसान होगा।
Now here's the sinister sequence of events and how these tapes expose what was Pakistan's devious plan. On the 6th of July, Pak Foreign Office spokesperson Nafeez Zakaria charged before the Pakistani press that India was using chemical agents to kill Kashmiris. The phone conversation CNN News 18 exposed shows up an unconscionable and devious Pak game plan. Push in devastating chemical weapons to jihadi forces operating in the Kashmir Valley while keeping up the rhetoric against India, and through it unleash a wave of terror attacks on civilians using nerve gases and chemical agents. Transfer the blame to Indian security forces and then take the case to global fora, citing atrocities by Indian forces. Pakistan is a signatory to the Global Convention Against Chemical Weapons. Today's recordings exposed by CNN News 18 blew the lid off this worst-kept secret. All the more telling because the father of Pakistan's nuclear program, A.Q. Khan, was caught selling nuclear secrets to Iran and North Korea. How will the centre use CNN News 18's expose to isolate Pakistan globally? The big focus tonight on Face Off at 9.
All right, ever since, like I said, CNN News 18 put out this global expose earlier this afternoon, we've been flooded with calls, some eminent lawyers even suggesting that this can be used as evidence before international fora, before the ICJ and the United Nations Security Council. Let's bring in our talking point panelists here in our studios. Major General retired K.K. Sinha, defense expert, Ambassador K.C. Singh, former secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, Rajiv Nayan, senior research associate fellow with the IDSA, and we'll be joined in a moment by Dr. Sambit Patra, spokesperson of the BJP. Joining us from Karachi, Air Vice Marshal retired Abid Rao, Pakistani defense analyst, Rashid Engineer, independent MLA in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly, and we'll also be joined by General Chatitkar from Pune. Let me start with you, Major General Sinha. Your first reactions to the story that we have put out, this expose. I mean, it exposes a devious plan by Pakistan using its proxies, the Hizbul Mujahideen, to unleash chemical warfare in the Kashmir Valley.
Zakka, let me first congratulate you and your team and the channel, that they have brought, which is nothing new and unfounded. It is a very old, I have been there for last one year, I have been working on it. There are enough evidence. Today, when you will give me time, I have got the report where all it has been used. This human service which you are doing for the nation and for the mankind, this is a reality. Mind you, the Pakistan has used this weapon in Fata area. It has been brought out. It has also used it in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa area against Pakhtuns. Through Haqqani network, the Pakistan has already given it to Afghanistan, all those militant and terrorists working over there. It has been used in another area and southern area.
So what you're saying is it's entirely plausible that this could be far closer to reality than what we imagine.
Yes, not only this, about 6 months back, I don't know how many people have been tracking this. The American Senate, Ted Poe, he brought it about the tactical nuclear weapon.
Okay, let me get in Sambit Patra of the BJP. Sambit Patra, look at the sequence of events. Just last week, on the 6th of July, the Pakistan Foreign Office spokesperson accuses India and the Indian army of using chemical agents in Kashmir. 1 week on, CNN News 18 has put out this global expose. The plan was always clear from the Pakistani side. Sell these chemical weapons to their proxies, the Hizbul, carry out an attention-grabbing, headline-seeking attack, blame it on the Indian army, and then go knocking to the United Nations saying there's a Syria-like situation in Kashmir and they have to intervene.
And Zakka, as the first speaker also congratulated you and your channel, let me also begin by congratulating you and your channel because of the fact that I would say this is not a small expose. Well, yes, all those in the intelligence agencies and those working in close tandem with the intelligence agencies might be aware of this. But the issue is the general public, in fact, through your channel and through this expose, have become aware about this nefarious plan of Pakistan. And let me tell you why Pakistan does this. Because Pakistan is aware of the fact that if it is a conventional war with India, Pakistan will never win a conventional war with India, and that's the reason as to why right from the defeat and the Operation Opaque, if I'm right, that was begun by Zia-ul-Haq, from those days the convention of Pakistan has been, the premise of Pakistan has been wound India to 1,000 cuts, and this is one of the chemical cuts that Pakistan wants to give to India because it knows that it does not meet the standards, it does not meet the valor of Indian army to fight a conventional war of India. And that's why this cowardly way, this dubious plans and this I would say diabolical plans to in fact fight in Kashmir against India. And I was watching the audio, in fact the audio excerpt by your channel, and the audio excerpt says that we are not satisfied with the 4 or 7 people being killed. So it is a confessional statement that these 4 or 7 that has been killed on a daily basis is by Pakistan-sponsored terrorists, and now they want to take it into a new magnitude. I would say shame on Pakistan, and don't you dare think you cannot win a conventional war, nor can you wage an unconventional war against India and win. You should be aware of that.
Let me get to Ambassador K.C. Singh's opening comments on this. This was the nightmare scenario that security agencies had always feared, that a tactical nuke or a chemical weapon will fall in the hands of in the wrong hands. From this audio conversation, it's clear, and in fact, at one point he says, "Inke intizam already kiye gaye hain." If this, God forbid, if this were to translate into actuality, would that be the crossing of a red line? Would that entirely change the dynamic of the conflict in Kashmir as we know it?
Firstly, Zakka, I would take with a pinch of salt what these guys are saying. You know, they are on the back foot. They will say anything to people to encourage them to fight the battle. But for Pakistan to openly give a chemical weapon, remember that there's a chemical weapons convention.
Yes.
And that's been in effect since 1997. You also know the extent to which US threatened to go in Syria and the charges against the Syrian government. They went and bombed them. It becomes a war crime. It becomes a global issue. It is not an India-Pakistan issue. I would be extremely surprised if Pakistan was foolish enough to go down that route. This looks like just hectoring, just bluffing, because what chemical weapon are we talking about? This can't be sarin gas. This can't be a sophisticated nerve agent. If you're talking of some, you know what the Syrian army has been doing? It's been taking basically cylinders full of ordinary hospital material, gases, and dropping them from a helicopter. But you need an army to do that. So to me it appears, of course, we should be careful. We should take all precautions.
Okay.
But this sounds like just simply bluffing. They are just talking through their hat. They are under pressure. I don't think Pakistan would dare do a thing like this.
No, which is why we're saying that the plan is to create these cheap chemical weapons, pass it on to their proxies like the Hizbul Mujahideen, because there's always plausible deniability. This can't be then traced back to state actors. Let me get an Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao into the discussion. Pakistan, like Ambassador K.C. Singh said, is a signatory to the Chemical Weapons Convention. Article 12B clearly says no party shall transfer chemical weapons or know-how of chemical weapons to any third party. Here you have the audio intercept of a Hizbul Mujahideen commander in Kashmir speaking to his Pakistani handler saying, we already have got the chemical weapons and post-Eid, we are planning for a major attack. Isn't this a violation of the Chemical Weapons Convention, sir?
Absolutely. I endorse the views of Ambassador K.C. Singh. I am very glad that there is a sane voice on an Indian channel today. Otherwise, it's less of logic, more of provocation. And you want to send shame to Pakistan, shame to the government, or words like this, as one of your speakers has just said. You see, this is a very serious matter. Because if my government has said that India is planning to use, it can be very much a preemptive allegation on Pakistan that Pakistan is doing. Because for last 1 year plus, your army is using pellet guns.
No, hang on. I'm sorry, Air Vice Marshal, I'm sorry.
Let me finish.
No, I'm sorry.
Please, let me finish.
The sinister plan has been exposed tonight.
We want Kashmir to be liberated. We will not go
your
for
foreign
because the next
office
step will be
spokesperson
nuclear.
exactly a week ago accuses the Indian
Should
Army and Indian Defence Forces of using chemical agents.
Yes.
Tonight we're exposing how Pakistan, Pakistani handlers, Pakistani handlers are supplying chemical weapons to their proxies, the Hizbul Mujahideen in the Kashmir Valley, which is why Air Vice Marshal is unnerved today.
Absolutely, Zakka. AVM, please listen. This is not the Hawks call. These are the ground realities. Please understand. 6 months back in Guardian, it has come through the China, Pakistan, through the sea route. You have got to North Korea. You have got the know-how of tactical nuclear weapons. Though, please, for God's sake, don't deny. If the people in Indian channel do not know, it doesn't mean that they are siding you.
For Kashmir,
They may,
which you have not been able to sort out.
In Indian channel, someone used in Syria. What happened in Iraq? 9 times had been used by these terrorists.
I know that. This is why I am saying Pakistan will never do that.
Please, for God's sake,
Pakistan will not do that.
Quote wrong things.
No, Air Vice Marshal, can I ask you?
Pellet gun is
one
not
second,
wrong.
Air Vice Marshal,
Can you deny use of pellet guns?
Can I ask you a straight question? You don't find it in the least bit curious that 1 week ago, your Foreign Office spokesman accuses India and the Indian Army of using chemical weapons.
Yes.
And tonight, exactly a week on, Air Vice Marshal, we are exposing on our channel this global investigation how a Pakistani handler is telling a Hizbul Mujahideen commander in Kashmir to unleash chemical weapons post-Eid. You don't find that. You don't find that in the least bit.
I don't have to prove you because I have no means to do that. But Pakistan is a signatory to that international convention. Pakistan will not invite trouble for itself.
Which is why I'm saying the whole question of plausible deniability. You pass it on to your proxies, then nobody can trace this back to state actors.
Pakistan.
You see that is the proxies are not a signatory to the convention on chemical weapons.
Let them not
Pakistan is a state.
All over the world, there are these mercenaries who get weapons. Who is funding ISIS?
AVM, you are a signatory also of consular access.
Exactly.
You have denied.
No,
you have denied consular access. You're a signatory to the Vienna Convention.
Kulbhushan is an insurance
consular access.
Wrong story that he was kidnapped and then sold to
let's not get into Pakistan's past record.
Don't deny that.
In validating the sanctity of international conventions. Let me get in Rashid Engineer into the debate. We're also getting in Rajiv Nayan. General Shatatkar is also joining us tonight from Pune. Welcome to the debate, gentlemen. Rashid Engineer Saab, let me ask you. Here you have, and if you want, I can play out that audio excerpt again if you want. Here you have a Hizbul Mujahideen commander in Kashmir telling his Pakistani handler, we have chemical weapons, we're going to unleash, inshallah, we're going to carry out a major attack post-Eid. Will you condemn it, sir? Don't you find this condemn-worthy? Don't you find this serious and damaging and concerning?
Zakka, first let us be very honest tonight. We are discussing a very sensitive, a very serious issue which can destroy whole of the subcontinent. There was always a nuclear threat, but what I want to say is, what is the solution? The solution is that at the end of the day, let Samit Patra be like a statesman, convince his government, and there is Abid Rao. Tell your governments that you can't do these dirty things. And at this stage, let me wish, I wish had Britishers not given freedom to India and Pakistan.
I object to this.
हमें पता था आपको कोई अकल आती 47 से आज तक आप लड़ रहे हैं कश्मीर को लेकर मर तो हम रहे हैं
I really object to this kind of statement. With all due respect, I did not want to come and disturb you in the middle. But when you say in presence of a Pakistani guest that I should go and speak to my government, what should I speak to my government? Your government is also my government. We both are Indians. You are an elected representative of India.
Let them talk sense. Let Narendra Modi ji and Nawaz Sharif behave like statesmen. Save the subcontinent.
Engineer Rashid, no, hang on. Engineer Rashid, don't beat around the bush. Engineer Rashid, I'm asking you a straight question. No, Engineer Rashid, one second, listen to me. Engineer Rashid, listen to me. I asked you a straight question. We played out 4 audio excerpts. Here is a Hizbul Mujahideen commander telling his Pakistani handler, we are planning to unleash chemical weapons. I'm asking you as an elected representative of the people of your constituency, don't you find this condemn worthy? इसमें नवाज शरीफ नरेंद्र मोदी कहां से आ गए? कंडेम कीजिए ना आप पहले. You say it up front. You say it up front.
Will my condemnation help at the end
of
the day?
No, I'm asking you. You say it up front. You say it up front that you do not subscribe to these views. You do not subscribe to the views of the Hizbul Mujahideen. Say it up front, sir.
We don't subscribe. We condemn it. But for God's sake, first let you also authenticate the authenticity of the text.
Sir,
I will not go in that detail.
CNN News, no, hang on. Engineer Rashid, CNN News 18 is a responsible channel. We do not put stuff on air without authenticating it, okay? So let me give you that assurance.
I agree.
But I find it shameful, sir. I find it shameful that you will not go on record to condemn this. Samit Patra, quickly to respond before I have to get in the other guests also into the panel. Samit Patra, quick response. Okay, I heard you, Engineer Rashid. I heard you, Samit Patra.
Then get some international agencies, they will probe. मैं सिर्फ ये कहता हूं हमें मारिएगा
सर सुन लिया आपने आपने एक शब्द नहीं किया आपने एक शब्द नहीं बोला
मैंने कहा
आपने एक शब्द नहीं बोला हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन के खिलाफ और ये सिनिस्टर प्लॉट के खिलाफ I'm sorry I have to get Samit Patra to respond to you I'm sorry Samit Patra
because you have not been listening any sane advice since 19
Samit Patra
if only he allows me to speak
no I'm hearing you go ahead.
Now, very carefully I heard whatever Mr. Engineer Rashid had to say, and I'm really ashamed that the kind of word Mr. Engineer Rashid, who is an Indian, has used for his own government, but there are traitors everywhere, there are traitors in India as well. Secondly, and very importantly, you have rightly caught the nerve, Mr. Jaka.
So, Samit Patra, do you mean that I should appreciate it? I should congratulate you that you are preparing for a nuclear war? What the hell you are talking?
Sir, I did not object. Sir, please let me speak. This is a very serious issue. As you rightly said, let me please address it. I don't want to shout. I don't.
Engineer Rashid, you had your say. Please, you had your say. Engineer Rashid, you had your say. Let Samit Patra finish. Samit Patra, finish your point.
Please allow me to complete. Zakka, what is the common response of any civilized, any sane person as soon as he hears this kind of audio excerpt? The common and the first response of any sane person is condemnation, saying that this is a nefarious plan. We would not allow this plan to happen. What was the first reaction of a person like Engineer Rashid, who is an elected representative of India? He says that, well, this may happen until unless Mr. Modi and Mr. Nawaz Sharif start talking and heeding to what we demand. So naturally, he in a way stood with what we saw today, stood with the audio excerpt, saying that, well, this is bound to happen until unless you reach to a point.
I'm really sorry. मैंने आपको 2-3 बार सवाल किया. 2 or 3 times I asked you and you refused to say a word against the Hizbul Mujahideen. I'm sorry. I didn't expect this from an elected representative from someone like you. Let me get in the others, please. Let me get in Rajiv Nayan. Let me get in General Shatatkar. They've been waiting patiently. Please, Engineer Rashid, please show some courtesy to the guests on the panel who haven't joined. Let them come into the debate. Rajiv Nayan. Can I just play out? We spoke to Ujjwal Nikam, who is a 2611 special public prosecutor. He's a lawyer of great eminence. He says what CNN News 18 has done, the expose that we've put out, is electronic evidence. He says that the government of India must use this electronic evidence and take this up before the United Nations Security Council, take this up with the Organization for the Prevention of Use of Chemical Weapons, and further globally isolate Pakistan. Can I just play 30 seconds of what Ujjwal Nikam said, and then I'll get Rajiv Nayan, who's the nuclear weapons expert, the chemical weapons expert, for his response on that. This is Ujjwal Nikam.
The United Nations Security Council has taken certain very strict measures against the use of a chemical weapon. And therefore, I personally feel that we should point out this particular conversation with the proof that how this has been intercepted and who are the person behind it, and the supporting nation's name also to be placed before the United Nations Security Council, because this is a strong evidence that I think that country, Pakistan, should be isolated. Because now it's a high time that they are directly threatening us to use about the use of such chemical weapons, and this is very dangerous, and this would be hazardous.
Rajiv Nayan, what can India do with this material that is available? You were saying earlier on that the OCPW, or the OPCW, the Organization for the Prevention of Chemical Weapons, Pakistan can be taken to task at that organization, at that global forum.
Yes, there are provisions in the Chemical Weapons Convention that any party not complying the treaty can be just taken to task. First of all, as others are discussing, that Pakistan is a Chemical Weapons Convention country. There is no one is disputing it. But if this clip, if this video is correct, authentic, and I am believing you it must be authentic, then it is proving that Pakistan has violated Article 1, Pakistan has violated Article 3 of the convention, that requires that any member country should submit to the OPCW its stockpile, and the size of its stockpile. It means Pakistan did not do it. Within a month, it was after entry into force in 1997. In 1997, it was supposed to do it. It did not do it. It is not a chemical weapon country. India did it. So it means it violated that also. Third issue is, which is very important, that clandestine transactions, as Pakistan is notorious for, or Pakistan is famous for, or infamous for, is not done through written legal agreements.
Yes.
So one has to detect it, and it has to be brought to the notice of international organizations. And article, I should quote the article. Article 13 of the convention has got measures for that. And then there are different parts of the article. Article 9, Article 10, all have got provisions. So Pakistan can be taken to task. India should, and when you can represent, because Secretary General, Director General of OPCW has to investigate, and he has to set the procedure of doing that. So even you can submit the tape to them.
I think that's a great point. I think that's a great point that this is material enough for the Director General of the OPCW to begin an investigation. Let me also get in General Shatikar into this. You know, one of the points that Rajiv Nayan made, that Pakistan is a past master when it comes to such clandestine deals. I mean, the father of their nuclear program, A.Q. Khan, was accused of trading in nuclear secrets to the North Koreans, to the Iranians, and the only reason he escaped punishment in Pakistan was because that would have been a national embarrassment. But given this real nefarious history, do you find it plausible what this Hizbul commander is boasting in this audio intercept that we've exposed here on CNN News 18?
Yes. Sir, with your permission, kindly allow me to speak uninterrupted. Let's not get emotional. Let's be very practical. I fought all the wars with Pakistan. Not me. I was part of my army. All of them, except 47. I commanded the troops in the worst possible situation dealing with terrorism. So I know Pakistan, I can't say reasonably well. I have my gurus there. My request to you all, and I compliment your channel not as a formality, but you are informing the nation and the world about the things which are going to come in time. You are not creating a scare, you are creating awareness. Therefore, my compliments to you and your channel. Firstly, my request, my appeal is never, never, never take things lightly. No matter what they are, who is talking to whom, it doesn't make a difference. I have the evidence with me, and your colleague, Sandeep Unnithan, a famous journalist of our country, similar inputs were coming to us in 95, 96, 97. I was controlling in charge of half of Kashmir that time. I was the Major General. About the possibility of a commercial airliner being used as a bomb against America. Can you believe it? 1997, I told them officially in the conference room of the Ministry of Defense of the Government of India that you are being subjected to attack. They laughed at me. My own colleagues fooled me. They thought I'm a bloody fool. I don't know what I'm talking. Came 9/11 and the whole world changed. The same people who were calling me a bloody fool started running after them. Therefore, my request is to everybody who is listening to it. Somebody said, no, these are not the things. How do you know? Have they given you in writing? I don't think. The second thing is, my request is to our colleagues who are guests who have come from Pakistan. The gentleman who was talking, the people who are talking on that video, Hawa ka rukh badal raha hai.
Yeah.
My appeal, people of Pakistan is, ना केवल हवा का रुख बदल रहा है, हवा की रफ्तार भी बदल रही है. वो पता नहीं आप तक कहां पहुंच जाएगी. You will not know which way to go. It is your own creation. For heaven's sake, be kind to your coming generation. Be kind to the children who have just been born. Don't use SAPTA, don't use all these nonsense which you are doing. You may derive a momentary sadistic pleasure by doing what you want to do in India. But can you ever imagine how will we retaliate? How will you retaliate? I told one of your chief openly, you may need somebody to discover where you were there. And the world will not forgive you. Number one. Number two, my request to people in Kashmir, it is not about the army, the Kashmiri themselves, our own people, our brothers. I have heard a gentleman who has been talking about all things. I don't know, why do you get him on this channel? Can't you find some better people to speak to you and to this nation? I have nothing against him. I know him.
That you have been working in Kashmir, you have served in Kashmir. How many people you have killed in Kashmir in 95, 96? I am sure that you do not listen.
Engineer Rashid, no, please, no. This is completely unacceptable. No, I'm sorry. This is completely unacceptable. Engineer Rashid, you cannot. No. He was speaking. You should show him the basic courtesy. I'm sorry, Engineer Rashid. I'm sorry. No. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. You will not bombard your way through this debate.
We are suffering.
You will not bombard your way through this debate. If you are suffering, then please also condemn what you've heard. What you've heard, the Hizbul Mujahideen commander saying that they will use chemical weapons on your people. On your people. Why don't you condemn it? Why don't you condemn it?
Tell me, how many people have been got killed during your period?
You don't find that condemnable. You are afraid of the Hizbul Mujahideen.
In 95 and 96,
or you are enamored by the Hizbul Mujahideen.
50 people got martyred in 96.
I'm sorry. We will not accept this. Let me move on.
That is why I am telling that those big cells should not have
he's deliberately trying to derail this debate. Engineer Rashid, I will not have any of this. I will not have any of this. Let me go back to Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao. Let me go back to Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao. The point that General Shatatkar made, and it's a very, very valid one. There have been numerous instances in the past of accusations against the Pakistani army, against the ISI, of using chemical weapons against your own people. The Balochis have said it, people in Fatah have said it. Should I remind you the instances that have come out in the past? As far back as 2005, when the then Balochistan Chief Minister, Sardar Ataullah Mengal, went to the United Nations Human Rights Council with photographs of children and women whose skin was irreparably damaged because of the use of chemical weapons. Should I remind you, Air Vice Marshal, that exactly a year after that, one second, Air Vice Marshal, one second, let me finish. I'm not done yet.
Yes.
Let me remind you, exactly a year after that, in 2006, Nawab Akbar Khan Bukti, and incidentally today is his birth anniversary. Nawab Akbar Khan Bukti, his family members, right after his killing in an airstrike ordered by none other than General Musharraf, had accused your government of using chemical weapons against Bukti and his followers and not releasing the body for months because chemical weapons were used. So it's entirely plausible.
False.
It is. What do you mean it's false?
26th August, he died in his own, that is a different incident. He was not hit by an airstrike.
Oh, how did he die? Was he hit by thunder? Was he hit by lightning? How did he die? Pray may I ask?
There was a collapse of that is not the subject. I am saying the matter is very serious. What Mr. Modi has done in last 4 years is trying his best to isolate Pakistan diplomatically, and all over the world he has gone. He has failed miserably. Now he must contribute to the peace of this region. He has tremendous responsibilities on his
how do you
shoulders.
expect
Yes,
India to
by
contribute to
blaming
the peace when we are stacked
Because
up
he's
against
not doing
chemical
that.
weapons? When we are stacked
Baba,
up
that is
against
wrong.
chemical weapons?
Your tape can be wrong. There is a 50% chance that this tape is fake, false. You have made surgical strikes which were false.
I challenge you, Air Vice Marshal, I challenge you. We will send this clip to you. Send it to any forensic laboratory in the world that you want. I challenge you to prove that these tapes are wrong. We stand by the authenticity of these tapes. These are audio intercepts. It was intercepted in June. You can hear the Hizbul Mujahideen commander, Major General K.K. Sinha, saying that they're going to plan something big after Eid.
Absolutely. And Zakka, if you go through and break this tape, audio tape, you will find it is saying that, he's talking about the commander who has been there. He is talking about Zakir Musa. Yes. Zakir Musa has fallen out. You must understand, Zakir Musa has fallen out from this. He is using it that Zakir Musa has fallen out because they are going to unleash this after. He's saying something big is going to happen after Eid. On 7th, the same ploy, they have made a scenario that Indian army is going to use it. See the scenario they are going to, Pakistan is going to do it through this terrorist, that Indian army is using this weapon, the chemical weapons against the Kashmiris and also destroying this property. This is the scenario narrative Pakistan is working. So don't take it lightly. Please don't take it lightly.
I also want to add to what Air Vice Marshal seems to be in complete denial about, and I'll get Sambit Patra to weigh in on this in just 30 seconds. When Manohar Parrikar was defense minister, and this is from just a few months ago, he publicly said this, that there are reports of civilian attacks in Afghanistan, attacks on civilians in Afghanistan where they are complaining of severe skin issues right after a hit. And he said that this is probably because of chemical weapons. Can we just play out that 30-second clip of Manohar Parrikar just from a few months ago when he was defense minister, alluding to attacks that have happened in Afghanistan, chemical weapons attacks that have happened in Afghanistan from Pakistan-based terror outfits?
The reports which are coming from the certain parts of Afghanistan and northern parts, where I have seen photographs of local population suffering from blisters and some chemical weapons. Well, I have no, at this moment I have no confirmation on the matter, but the photographs were quite distressing, and we should be prepared for any kind of warfare, while we hope that nothing like this happens.
2nd of March, Sambit Patra, and we're in July. It's almost like his forewarning is coming true. There's one more sort of independent confirmation of this sinister plan by the Pakistanis and their proxies.
No, exactly, Zakka, and the expert, in fact, Major General Sinha was absolutely right when he stated that these articles had appeared previously also. I remember the Sunday Garden carrying an article to this effect somewhere in January of this year. So naturally, if I have rightly gone through the article, I remember that these issues have been discussed from way back in 1970. J.N. Dixit, the then NSA, in fact, spoke at length about Pakistan in the ability of using chemical weapons. And And remember, the photograph that the previous Defense Minister, Mr. Parikar, was speaking about, in fact, is available, though they are blurred in the internet world. But if we can go and we can see these pictures as well. And Waziristan, the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa are the area where Pakistan has been using such kind of chemical warfare. The most important issue over here is, why do we have to take all this with a pinch of salt? Because at the end of the day, Pakistan is a rogue nation. A rogue nation can go to any extent. That is the reason as to why it is called as a rogue nation. And secondly, and very importantly, leave aside chemical warfare. As far as the nuclear stockpile of Pakistan is concerned, there has been number of studies. The Belfer Institute in the Harvard conducted a study approximately 4 or 5 years ago, and they concluded that it is possible that the extremists may lay hand on the nuclear stockpile. Yes. And that's the reason as to why Mr. Obama had to speak to the then Pakistan president. So naturally, these are all on records, and AQ Khan that you were speaking about, yes, the nuclear thief of the world. In fact, the world knows about it. So naturally, it is not first of the case. Pakistan's history proves that Pakistan can go to any extent.
No, let me also play out that investigation that Sambit Patra was referring to. It was initially published by the Daily Mail and then follow up by Sunday Guardian. It has the pictures of children, young children in Balochistan who were attacked with chemical weapons. Look at those kids, Engineer Rashid. Don't you feel that, I mean, what kind of humanity is it to attack young kids, disfigure them, dismember them, leave them with skin diseases that are untreatable? And the same can happen in Kashmir, and you don't find it sinister, you don't find it devious,
Sir,
you don't find it diabolical.
Why don't you understand? I am not defending Pakistan. Pakistan to aapka dost hai, aapka mitra hai. My only point is, you are talking about Manwar Parikar. Didn't Manwar Parikar said that Loha Lohe ko kaata hai, and he signaled that we may start again counterinsurgency in Kashmir? आपने तो यहाँ इखवान को खड़ा किया. You are getting your own gunmen and using them against us.
Engineer Rashid, वो बच्चों को देखिए आप. Please look at the faces of those children. I feel sad. I feel distressed. That बच्चों के ऊपर chemical attack कर सकते एक देश, और उस देश को आप डिफेंड कर रहे हैं. उस देश को, उस मुल्क को आप डिफेंड कर रहे हैं, इंजीनियर राशिद.
का मैदान नहीं बनता.
शर्म होनी चाहिए आपको, सर. I'm really sorry. शर्म होनी चाहिए.
You are discussing only problems.
Please look at the faces of those children.
You should ask both the governments to stop this dirty business. Resolve your issues and save people of the subcontinent. Fight them with poverty.
Sir, you are today defending it.
Let them
you
fight
are
with other
defending.
things.
Please no.
We are suffering. We have been dying since 1990.
The objective is Kashmir. The Kashmiri,
for God's sake, we are not enemies of India or Pakistan.
You are going to repent. These terrorists can use this weapon because the Pakistan has given to Haqqani. They have used in Afghanistan. Have you seen the photograph of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa against the Pakhtuns? They have used it. If they will use it against you, whether they will use it against the Indian army, it is going to have a collateral damage in Kashmir. The young children, old people, engineers, they are all going to be affected.
Sorry, Engineer Rashid. कल ये बलोचिस्तान के बच्चे थे. इंजीनियर राशिद, listen to me. कल ये बलोचिस्तान के बच्चे थे, and God forbid, I would pray with every cell of my body that this devious sinister plan will get nipped in the bud. But God forbid, if tomorrow this happens in Kashmir, I'm sorry, Engineer Rashid, you will be just as culpable for condoning something like this.
And Zakka, if you go and actually you go and see in the Balochistan, see these people have used and they blocked the pipeline. They have used this thing, chemical weapon, to block the pipeline. They have made it poisonous. They have used this gas.
I never expected when I began this show. No, engineer, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
Not less than
I never expected.
Got this evidence.
No. Hang on. 1 second, engineer. I'm done. Time out. I never expected that when we do a show exposing the nefarious designs of Pakistan using its proxies to inflict unspeakable damage on the children of Kashmir and the people of Kashmir, that a elected representative of the people of Kashmir would actually sit on a national television program and condone something like this. I feel sorry for you, sir. I feel sorry for you, and I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry to say this. I feel sorry for the very people who elected you. I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up.
Mr. Engineer must know the consequences of this. Bhopal gas tragedy, if you remember.
Yes.
The generation after generation of Kashmir will suffer. Please, for the God's sake, don't support them. You will be the loser.
We are not supporting anybody.
I'm going to wrap up.
We are facing state
I'm going
terrorism.
to wrap up. But
Like
I said, Engineer Rashid, if this is something ominous, and I will pray to God every single waking day of my life that this doesn't come to fruition. But if God forbid it happens, Engineer Rashid, you are just as culpable. I'm going to end this discussion. I'm going to end this discussion. Thank you very much to all our panelists. Thank you very much to all our panelists. In case you want to see more excerpts of this global investigation, you can go to our website news18.com.